Guys, this evening we are joined by our Duke Hoops expert, Steve Wiseman from the News and Observer. Steve, thanks for joining us.
And great to be with you, Jeff.
It's great to have you. Great to have you. We just want to know about all things Blue Devils from you. So let's go ahead and start with the game against Miami that we saw this weekend. Duke just dismantled the Hurricanes. What did you learn from that performance?
Yeah, they really came out and defensively were really strong. I mean, that from the very beginning, and that's something that didn't happen so much against Virginia Tech. They felt like they weren't as aggressive there. I think they had 10 steals last night against Miami, and they only had 1 steal against Virginia Tech. And that's been a strength for Duke this year, is, you know, steals to force turnovers to get their running game going, transition game offensively.
You know, it's hard to talk about college hoops now, and especially talk about these guys without mentioning Zion Williamson. Zion has missed a few games. This week's game, Tuesday, is the Blue Devils' last home game of the season. Does your gut tell you that we see Zion play in Cameron in that game?
I don't think so, because he hadn't done any work with contact up until yesterday at all. And that's a hurdle he has to clear before he can come back and play. I really think you're looking more at maybe the game Saturday night against Carolina. Just that would be some special thing there. And I know Duke wants to get a win over Carolina in the regular season. Zion, of course, feels like he missed out on his opportunity to play against the Tar Heels. I think that's more likely than Tuesday night against Wake Forest.
With Zion out for these past few games, we've seen RJ Barrett just take over. I think we all knew he was capable, but we've seen it now. What have you learned from watching RJ, especially over the past few games?
His playmaking skills have really been on display. And you think back to November and that game against Gonzaga, where he famously drove down the lane a few times, got shots blocked. They lost by 2 points. And since then, he's really become more of a distributor when he has to be. He almost had a triple-double again against Miami. He had the triple-double against NC State. It's really given him an opportunity with Zion out to show his all-around skills that make him a guy that's in competition to be the #1 pick in the draft over Zion, and maybe even National Player of the Year, which a couple of weeks ago we thought Zion had those awards and those honors locked up. Since Zion's been out, RJ's kind of used his in that horse race to kind of get a nose ahead a little bit.
When Duke is healthy and when they are playing at their best, is there anyone in the nation who can beat them?
I don't think so, because when you say they're playing at their best, that means that they're on it defensively, which they've been a very good defensive team this year, and they're shooting 3-pointers well. You think about the game at Charlottesville, where they won by 10 on Virginia's home court. Virginia has only lost 2 games all year, both times to Duke. Duke shot really well from 3-point that game. They've had some games where they've shot well, and when you talk about being at their best, if that part's there, I think they're unbeatable.
Unbeatable. You heard it right here, guys, from the Duke expert. Steve, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me on.